Hey guys, welcome to the Video Game Losers Show here on the Pop Culture Network. As you can see, we changed the backdrop a little bit. Kind of moved the camera around. Trying something different.
Ooh.
Maybe this looks better. Maybe not.
Well, you do like shooting things with your face right in the screen, so this is
do.
totally up your alley.
Well, I was going to do the show like this, but then you got mad at me because I was taking up too much screen space. So, whatever. Whatever. Alright guys, we've talked a couple times in the past about possible changes to this show, different things we were going to try. One thing we're going to try doing here starting next week is retro game reviews. We're going to take a game from the past, talk a little bit about maybe its history, development, blah, 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 whatever, and then maybe even play it a little bit, and then sit here and talk about it and kill some more time because a lot of people seem to like old game stuff. So we kind of want to know what type of games you'd like to see, any particular games you'd like us to take a look at. We're thinking, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Sega CD, platforms kind of like that. Anything else you want to throw out there?
The weirder, the better. If it's a ridiculous game, I want to play it.
Fair enough. So, kind of keep that in mind. If you got anything, you can always send us an email, dirt@popculturenetwork.com, killin@popculturenetwork.com. You can also stop by the popculturenetwork.com forums and, leave some information there talking about some of the games you'd like to see covered. So, keep that in mind, all right? All right? All right. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk some of the news. Last week, of course, was E3, and kind of a big deal in the world of video games, There were some weird stuff that happened. Weird stuff. First up, Nintendo did a pre-E3 video, which was basically a big PR commercial for the Wii U. It's one of those things that's horribly acted. If you've ever worked someplace like Best Buy or Pizza Hut, and you've seen one of those like corporate, like safety videos or training videos type of thing, that's what it looked like. It was that bad. So it's totally worth going out and watching just to see. Some of the things, though, it highlighted was using the Wii U controller with the camera to do like video chat between people. It talked about the Pro controller, which is coming out, which is basically a 360 controller that Nintendo has made and put the Wii logo on, and will be selling it for the Wii U. So if you want a dual analog stick controller, it's pretty much identical to the 360.
And I do.
Okay, then. They showed that the Wii U gamepad could also work as a television remote control, and they showed that it will do some sort of instant messaging.
Whoa. So they mastered the technology of universal remote?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow, finally.
And they did show off an instant messaging feature. They didn't go into a whole lot of detail, so we'll talk about it a little bit more when we talk about the press conference.
Your IRC.
Well, they basically have little me's running around sending texts and screenshots to each other. They basically said that there'll be a software you can download for the 3DS, for your smartphone, and for your PC, where you'll be able to send messages back and forth to each other across platforms. So that'd be interesting.
Maybe.
All right, but we'll talk about that in a little more detail in a minute. First off, Microsoft had their press conference, and of course the first thing they showed off was Halo 4.
I'm over it.
Already, huh?
Already.
Really it seemed like the only big thing that's different about Halo 4 is now it's got a hard light shield. So as you're running along, you can pop up your shield and block the incoming shots, and then lower it and shoot.
How about something new?
You mean besides Halo? Another Halo?
I'm sick of the old stuff being rehashed 400 times.
Well, but that's what sells.
It's not really Halo 4. It's more like Halo 7.
Well, yeah. What did they do? ODST, and then was there another one besides that?
There was that strategy Halo game.
Oh, Halo Wars, I think it was.
Whatever.
Is that what it's called?
No, I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, there's just too many.
Yeah. Let's see. They showed off Splinter Cell Blacklist, which is going to be the new Splinter Cell game. That actually looked pretty nice. There's a new Fables.
Oh yeah, because Fables 3 did so great.
Well, they showed off South Park, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil 6, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. They showed ESPN is now going to have a streaming app on the 360. You'll be able to stream NBA, NHL, and SportsCenter.
Go.
So right. Scotty Cash, there's something for you for your 360. They talked about the Xbox Music service. They didn't really explain it a whole lot. They just kind of showed it off and it plays music, but we're not really sure. Is this like a cloud music player? Yeah, so anyway, there was that. And finally, Smart Glass. We talked about Smart Glass a little bit last week. Well, as it turns out, Smart Glass is not as smart as we all kind of hoped. It's basically Disney's second screen technology that they've co-opted now and made into an Xbox feature, which means when you're watching TV, you can get trivia about the show you're watching on a second screen on your app or your smartphone app or your tablet app, so then you can be distracted from the show you're trying to watch. Now, they did show someone playing the new Madden using smart glass technology, which basically put the touchscreen out on their tablet, and then they could tap which play they wanted to do. If they wanted the guy to run, they could kind of take their finger and be like, "Blue, right this way." So, I mean, that's kind of what the Wii is doing. That's the Wii U, basically, in a nutshell. So they're basically co-opting the Wii U experience and now trying to put it on the 360. So, yeah, I'm not sold. It's a lot less exciting than what they had rumored it to be. So, really not too enthusiastic
about it. Like, hey,
Microsoft.
we're going to bring you more of the same. Stay tuned.
And no new console. Sony, next up, they had Beyond Two Souls from Quantic Dream. Those are the people that did Omicron, Nomad Soul. I think the ones that also did Heavy Rain. I'm not sure, but anyway, looks fantastic, very immersive. They said the Battle Royale All-Stars game, which we've talked about on this show before, will also be coming to Vita, and it will feature cross-platform play. So you could be sitting in the room with your buddy. He doesn't have another PlayStation 3 controller. Pull out your Vita. That's your controller and your screen. You guys can play against each other. You can also play online against each other and whatnot. So there's a new Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified coming to Vita. That's going to be its own standalone story just for them. Assassin's Creed 3 on Vita. It's an original title set in the Assassin's Creed 3 universe, whatever you could say. And this time it features a female assassin.
Ooh.
So people looking for that.
Lady Death.
Wonderbook is a new platform that they announced for the PlayStation 3. Basically, what it is you use the PlayStation Eye camera, and it films you, and in front of you is this book, and you open the book, and then you interact with stuff coming out of the book. One of the first things that they announced is J.K. Rowling is making a magic spell book where you'll be able to cast magic spells. They have a level design that looks kind of like a Hogwarts Academy, but I don't think it's actually supposed to be. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. But you run around, you find somebody, then the camera turns to you, and you do your magic spells, and the spells grow out of the spell book, and then you see them interact on screen. So, good for kids. Yeah. I don't think it's really going to have any practical application beyond that.
I'd use it.
Would you?
No.
Doesn't work with Playboy. So.
Actually, I would. Oh, man, they should. Come on.
That would be $1 million idea.
I'm waiting for Sony to announce sex bots.
With the Harry Potter franchise.
Why not?
Let's see. March of 2013, you're getting a new God of War Ascension. Showed it off. People played the demo, said it actually came across really good. I wrote 2012 in my notes, but it's actually 2013, obviously.
I'm not even done playing. I haven't started 3 yet.
They had the demo for the game Last of Us, which is the survival game, post-apocalyptic...
Zombies.
Yeah, well, basically, mutants, actually, people are fighting. And it came across as really brutal. The fighting engine, it's one of those, like... Remember when you first saw Casino Royale, the new James Bond movie? Mm-hmm. And they get into the fights, and the fights are really kind of hardcore and gritty and brutal. And they have that... Sounds like somebody in the Foley room is, like, smacking a side of ham to get those nice meaty sounds while people are fighting. Well, that's basically what this fighting engine looks like. Very dark and brutal and hardcore.
I'm sorry, I'm desensitized from all the years of hardcore violence.
Really?
So, no, it didn't seem very hard to me.
I'm desensitized from all the years of Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh.
That pretty much makes me numb to the rest of the world. But it is a nice break from your average beer. EA had their own press conference. They showed off Dead Space 3. We talked before on this show about Dead Space 3 showing off a secondary character. Well, they revealed that the secondary character is from the co-op mode. Basically, the game will feature drop-in, drop-out co-op. Meaning you can be playing, and if your buddy pops on, he'll basically kind of fall out of the sky and start fighting with you, and then if he wants to leave, he just kind of falls over dead, and you kind of go on without him. So you can just basically, if you see your buddy online, you can just jump in, fight with him for a little while, and then go, oh, gotta go make dinner, hop out. No harm, no foul. So that's actually a nice change that they're doing there. We got Medal of Honor Warfighter is the next Medal of Honor game. That's, I think, 47th in the franchise, something like that. So look to, run and shoot stuff. EA announced that they have gotten the UFC license from THQ. THQ had been doing UFC, also WWE. They've had some pretty bad financial quarters, and so they lost the UFC license. EA was either able to buy it from them or outbid them for it, but either way, it doesn't look good for THQ, looks good for EA. EA did have their own MMA game that was not affiliated with UFC about a year ago, and it did all right. Most people, liked the gameplay mechanics of it, but of course, it wasn't UFC, so it didn't sell as well. So now it looks like they'll be bringing that franchise back. And then Star Wars: The Old Republic, their massively multiplayer online role-playing game, is going to be getting a bunch of new content. So people who have maxed out on those quests already, they did announce that there will be new quests coming for that. So something for PC gamers here at E3. You don't always get that. That's pretty nice to see. Ubisoft had their own press conference, and it was annoying as hell. It was like the absolute worst thing. It started up with this like Just Dance 4 demo that had women in the unsexiest costume. They had granny panty shorts on and wife beaters, and they were dancing. And then this dude came out. I had no idea who the hell he was. His microphone had this huge gold thing on it that you couldn't read. Turns out it was the same D-bag who was at WrestleMania, Flo Rida. And they had Aisha Taylor was the host of the thing, and they had some guy, Trebuchet or something, backstage. That guy was super annoying. The show from start to finish made you want to stab your eyes out. But at least they announced Rayman Legends coming to the Wii U. That looked actually super exciting. And a new game called Watch Dogs, which is a bunch of people in this super advanced city, the super high-tech city, and the city is basically full of technology, and the technology kind of comes alive, the city's alive, and you're interacting with it. Kind of like...
that could mean anything.
Like The Matrix, but real life, so it's not that you're trapped in a fictional world, it's just the world you're in is that hyper-sensitive, hyper-connected... everybody can track what everyone else is doing.
I didn't describe it any better.
And you're the watchdogs who are helping to guard the city and keep it safe. How about that?
From what?
Bad guys
To hurt the city?
who are trying to steal all the jelly beans, and you come out in the giant M&M suit and keep everybody safe.
Look, I'd be pissed if somebody was trying to steal all the jelly beans.
Exactly. See?
Because them's mine.
See what I'm saying? Nintendo had their press conference. They announced Pikmin 3. That was their big, hyper reveal. It's Pikmin. It looks fun, but it's Pikmin, so you'll play it for 2 days and then get frustrated and give up. They said the Wii U now supports 2 game pads. So we had talked before about how silly it seemed that you could only use one. Well, now they've opened it up to use up to 2, which also raises the price, but whatever. Now, going back to the messaging, they announced that the messaging system we had seen in the pre-E3 video, they call it the Miiverse. And it's basically like this big white field, and there are little pop-up icons for different games, different downloads, system information, whatever. And the Miis of your friends, and the Miis that you've downloaded, and the Miis that come through by opening your Wii up to, the public... Mii Creator and Mii Plaza and whatever, they can run around, they can attach messages to games, they can type messages, and a little word balloon will pop up over their head, so your best friend Ray Ray or JoJo, they come up, they say they want to go dusting in the Walmart parking lot, then you'll know that it's time to go buy your aerosol cans and get high. The problem is, Nintendo has said that all messages, every single message will go through a human moderator.
I was going to say,
so
that can get really bad really quick.
They said that it may literally take several hours for your message to get through to the intended recipient, which you're going to put this on your smartphone, you're going to put this on your PC, you can send messages to each other. Why not just text each other, use... Google Chat or MSN Messenger.
You want to leave dirty
something.
Messages, and now you can't.
Yeah, so all the neat stuff that you kind of thought you were going to have fun with there, well, now you're not. They did show off Super Mario Bros. Wii U, which, again, it's Mario Brothers, so, it looks fun. The one big thing that they've added now is tying in with the Miiverse, the Miiverse system, is when you're playing your game, the Mario games have that overworld map with the little You know, you follow the path to go from city to city, whatever. Well, on the towns now, you'll have the little pop-up window. It'll show your friend's me, and it'll leave a message. I really had a problem with the big bullet bomb guy. Make sure you jump. Or if they beat the game, they can send you a challenge for you to beat their time, beat their score, whatever. Those will pop up next to them. So you'll basically have that kind of interactive stuff within the game as well.
Who cares about beating somebody's time anymore?
Yeah, well...
This is the 1980s.
Hey, if you're 12 to 14... and your parents will only let you get the Wii, this is the most exciting feature they've added in forever. Let's see, they have Nintendo Land, which is basically Mario Party without the board game. Basically, it looks like a big Nintendo-themed amusement park, and you walk up, you play different mini-games and whatnot. They showed off Zelda, Metroid, Luigi, Mario, Kirby, so basically all the big hitters are going to be a part of that game. They announced Arkham City Armored Edition. And this one actually looks pretty cool. I know they're kind of late to the game for the Arkham City Batman game, but one thing it does is, you know, you've got the Wii U controller. Okay. Well, it's got a gyroscopic sensor, so you can throw a Batarang, and then on your controller, it'll show you the Batarang's point of view, and you tilt the controller to guide the Batarang to the destination. So you can go around corners, you can go over objects, you can pick a person out of a crowd. That was pretty cool. The other thing it had was explosive gel is something in the game where you put explosive gel around the system, whatever. Well, now they've made that touch sensitive. So you'll be playing, you'll set the gel, it'll appear on your screen, you can move out of the way, whatever, when the person comes up, boop, right when you want to blow them up. So different things like that is what they're adding. Finally, they have announced, coming to Wii U, Mass Effect 3. Now, hopefully this will be the new version of Mass Effect 3 where they fix the ending that they've been talking about. But hey, you know, we'll just have to see what happens there. 3DS, August 19th is New Super Mario Bros. 2, so you're getting another one of those in 3D. They had a new Paper Mario and a new Luigi's Mansion they showed off. They've, of course, talked about that one before, but they showed off a lot more about that game. So those games you can look forward to in 3D. Now, that kind of finished off the big press conferences, but they did have some other little news tidbits and whatnot kind of trickle out throughout the rest of the week. So here's some more extra things for you to think about when you're thinking about E3. First up, all Call of Duty Black Ops 2 downloadable content is first on the 360. Oh. Microsoft paid so that it'll be a timed exclusive. If you want to play it on any other platform, you're going to have to wait.
Well, everybody's buying a 360 now.
The PlayStation 4, they said that it's not about being first, and it's not about being cheapest, it's about being the best, which means they're going to wait until Microsoft announces their console before they even start thinking about what they're going to do in their next console. So those of you who have a PlayStation 3 and you're hoping to get a few more years of life out of it, you're definitely getting it, because they are not rushing headfirst into making a PlayStation 4.
So, basically, they want to see what Microsoft does and then outdo it.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. Far Cry 3 on PlayStation 3 is getting exclusive downloadable content that will not be available on any other platform. So if you like Far Cry 3, you can look forward to that. Portal 2 is getting a Move expansion update. So you can use the Move to do touchscreen apps of grabbing the different stuff and throwing it around in Portal. Because physics plays such a big part in that, being able to be a little more precise in your motions actually makes a lot of sense. Nintendo did show off a WarioWare. It was not part of their presentation, but it was available on the floor, so people could play it and see it out there. They actually were showing off and announcing a new Nintendo first-party Wii game. Not Wii U, but Wii game. This is the 20th anniversary Kirby Dream Collection. That will be showcasing a bunch of Kirby games from NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, and whatnot.
That'd be good.
Nintendo 64. So I'm sure that's going to be one of those that even in 5 years, when you go to buy it, it's still going to be like $29.95, $34.95, something expensive like that. Skyrim is going to be adding vampires. They're adding a new content add-on, which is going to be about 15 hours of expanded gameplay, plus it's all about vampires, so you'll be adding vampires to your world. You can either join the faction that's fighting against the vampire menace, or you can allow yourself to become a vampire and be a part of the vampire menace.
Ooh.
So
Twilight.
Because we like sparklies. Let's see. Nintendo did not announce a Wii U price or release date, but the developer of Rayman Origins was giving an interview about his game on the Wii U, because they did show it off in the press conference. And they said, well, when exactly is Rayman Origins coming out? And he goes, oh, it'll be coming out, you know, in the middle of November, just in time for the Wii U. Oh, really? So I guess we've got middle of November as the release for Wii U, which Nintendo has been doing a lot of September, October, November releases. That's pretty much when they do things. So
I'm pretty sure we knew that.
So
a couple weeks ago, we kind of said that already.
Well, it made sense. So. You know, I mean, it makes sense for holiday this year. Let's see. The Vita Assassin's Creed 3 is more stealthy than the console counterpart. It's about 10 years before the console game, so it gives some of the backstory. And instead of being more kind of in-your-face, jumping off of second-story buildings, dropping swords through people's heads, it's more about sneaking up behind them and taking them out, more like the Hitman-type stealth stuff. Ooh. So you may have to buy a Vita so you can play that.
No, probably not.
Someone trades one in, you'll play it.
No.
Final Fantasy XIV is getting a 2.0 update. This is not just downloadable content. This is not just extra missions. They are actually overhauling the entire game. The game was released and garnered 2 out of 5 scores, 5.5 out of 10 type scores, just terrible scores across the board. Lots of problems, lots of things people hated. So they said that they are basically taking the game back to the drawing board, and they are just redoing tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff, and they will be rolling it out as a 2.0. So those of you who have the game and are really kind of feeling like this game doesn't live up to the hype, just hold tight, because you will be getting basically a brand new gaming experience downloaded and installed soon. Interesting.
Very weird.
And that pretty much does it for E3. That's your E3 wrap.
Is that it?
Yeah, you know,
Weak.
I was just kind of looking at it, kind of like how the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives for, you know, toys this year. I'm looking at the E3 news coming out, and I'm really not that excited about a lot of stuff.
It doesn't sound like nothing new's really going on. It sounds like they're just rehashing everything they're doing and saying, yeah, we're continuing doing what we're doing.
I think the only thing that really, I think for me, I have to give a hands up, hands down credit, whatever, however you want to say it, to Sony. Looking at games like Beyond Two Souls, Last of Us, those are games that actually look really cool, that I'll probably look forward to playing, because those have that deep, immersive, you know, story. It's not another shooter. It's not another platformer. It's not a sequel to previous games. Those are both new, immersive, you know, deep games with a lot of storytelling and whatnot going on. So I'm thinking that those are probably the games that I'm most looking forward to coming out of E3. And really, that's, you know, Sports Center on 360 does absolutely nothing for me.
Nope.
The Wii U, nothing I see on there is blowing me away. Just, I don't know. That's really all I'm looking forward to out of E3.
Oh, and PC announced they'll make a new PC. Oh, they're already doing that.
You can buy a brand new computer, better than the one you had yesterday, on sale tomorrow at Tiger Direct. So, there you go. Anything you need to add about E3?
No.
No. Fair enough. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the latest releases coming out next week. This week. Tomorrow.
Alright guys, thank you for watching our videos on the Pop Culture Network. We do hope that you'll help support us by visiting shoppcn.com, where you'll find all these amazing toys, comic books, DVDs, video games, random geek goodness, all brought to you at an incredibly great price. Every dollar you spend helps contribute to the Pop Culture Network.
Play the Black Bass.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the best part of Video Game Losers. The video game.
Oh, am I back on? Am my part? No, wait.
No,
what?
You're off. That's why everything's going back on. People just skip to this part.
What?
Anyways, this is kind of another small week, considering that E3 is wrapping up and, you know, continuing on. So there's not too much announced for this week. Hopefully, in the next coming up weeks, we'll have a couple more titles than previous last 2 weeks. So let's just get started with what's coming out this week. Not too much, but there are one or two.
Are there some gems in there?
There's one or two major titles. Up first for the 3DS, we have Mad Dog McCree becoming
The live action video?
as a digital download.
The live action video game?
3DS. It's the old school shoot 'em up game.
Wait, if that's the live action one, I'm totally buying that.
Was there a different one?
Well, I don't know.
Was there a non-live action?
Are they making it, like remaking it, or is it just the original?
I don't know. I didn't have video to look at, but I figured, it's pretty much that game, so it can't really be too different. Besides, that game came out so long ago that they could easily do the video version and just clean it up a little bit. So,
Oh, it is! Straight off of the videotape. It even totally looks like videotape.
yeah, so it looks a little more cleaner too. Maybe they ran it through a HD filter to clean up the old terrible pixelated graphics.
Wow, I'm totally buying that. Totally buying that. 100%.
So now it looks like an actual clean video versus the old versions, which were horribly pixelated. So I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a lot better on this. On the 3DS.
I wonder if it will actually be in 3D.
I don't know. Who cares?
It was on the 3DO.
So up next for the DS is another digital download. We have a game called Devil Band Rock the Underworld. And now, as weird as this sounds, this game is pretty much a mix between Guitar Hero or Rock Band and Tapper. Tapper, the old game where you fill the beers up and slide them down the bar.
Or Root Beer Tapper if you were young.
So here you go. You got like these 4 lines of like creatures coming at you. And you got your band members over here just playing, and they're shooting like notes at the guys and moving them away. And that's on the bottom screen. On the top screen is like all the actual music being played. So kind of an interesting concept and something new and different. Maybe it's worth a download. I don't know. Check it out. Up next for the 360, PS3, and PC, we have Babel Rising?
Babel?
Babel? I don't know. And it's going to be used with the Kinect and the Move. It's got those features on it. And it is the next generation version of the popular iPhone game of the same name. And basically,
the game's so popular we haven't heard of it?
No, it was, I guess, an iPhone game that was really popular. So basically, you got like a tower or some kind of large building, and you have like people running, like trying to get to the top of it, and you're a god. And basically, you're using the motions to throw like fireballs or lightning or have water come and knock them off the tower as they're trying to get to the top.
So it's the Tower of Babel.
So basically, it's just a big tower or a building, and these people are like running around trying to get higher and higher up it, and you're just like throwing everything you got, like you're a god trying to use the elements to destroy them and get them off your tower. At least that's what it looked like to me. I don't know. If there's a better purpose, I don't see it. So it looked like it'd be fun, maybe.
It's actually an instructional cooking game, but you do what you can.
Same thing. So I don't know. That may be worth your money to play if you like that game. Let's see. Up next for the 360, we have a Phantom Breaker, and this is a high velocity 2D fighting game that uses a anime RPG style look to it in a straight up Mortal Kombat 2D style Street Fighter 2 fighting game. Cricket. Yeah, super good.
Super exciting.
Okay, and up next we do actually have one of the major titles that a lot of people have been waiting for. It is Lollipop Chainsaw for the 360 and PS3. Now, if you haven't seen this game, it is basically a new third-person action game featuring a female character, kind of like a cheerleader, in a zombie-style beat-em-up game. Very similar to Dead Rising, although it is going to be a little more gory, a little more humorous, and a lot more babe-alicious.
Babe-alicious.
Babe-alicious. You're basically in a school, and you're fighting like zombies in the school type area. So you got like the football jocks and the nerds, and they're all like zombied out, and you're just like a cheerleader going to town with a chainsaw and other crazy weird weapons. So looks kind of interesting. I did like Dead Rising a lot, so this looks like another good game of that type, but looks like a lot more comedy content, so it might be better for you. Up next is a game you should be familiar with, is Dirt Showdown.
Woo!
On the PS3, 360, and PC.
Off-road driving.
It's basically just a spin-off of with some
the other
more,
games that stole my name.
Yeah, just a spin off of the franchise with focusing on the side things like the demolition and the race events and all that. You're basically getting that in its own standalone game. So if you like driving and you like the Dirt series, there you go. Yet another title to keep you busy.
Ooh.
Okay, up for the Vita, we have a game called Gravity Rush. And it says that Gravity Rush has players manipulate gravity to save your world from destruction. What does that mean?
Well,
basically, you're kind of like in a Tomb Raider style game using cell, and the style of it is like a cell animation style, and you're basically just jumping around as an action platformer kind of in a 3D world environment, and the gravity is kind of wonky, to say the least. So you can do some insane crazy jumps and do some weird things like that to get to meet your goals and objectives. So if you like those type of open platform action games, there you go. This one has a gravity twist to it, which seems to be the theme is used a lot lately. So there you go, to the Vita. Up next for the PSP, we got a game called Gungnir. Gungnir. And this is yet another anime
about Jar Jar Binks?
an anime style RPG.
Oh.
So it's just another crazy RPG title coming out that's, Japanese themed. And for Vita, for all you Metal Gear Solid fans, the HD collection is now available on the Vita.
Fun.
So the remakes of the first
It's
three games.
No, it's actually 2, 3, and Peace Walker, I think. Are the three.
Whatever. It's
You don't get the
on
first
Vita.
one. If it was the first one, I'd buy it, but it's not the first one.
Well,
so.
whatever. And finally, for the Wii, on digital download, you do now finally have Pikmin 2.
Ooh.
So, for all you guys who like that game, I have no idea what that game is even about. I gotta be honest.
It's like a strategy game.
So it sucks.
You like strategy games.
I do love strategy games, but
It's a real-time strategy. But instead, it uses basically like plants that come alive versus other types of plants and insects that try to eat them.
Cricket.
Imagine
That sounded amazing.
Imagine like Lemmings meets Command and Conquer.
Okay.
So it's like you're moving them, but like they all have to move together as a group, or move in a line, or all of one particular color.
I know it's a popular game. I just never played it.
Yeah,
What do you want from me?
It's a strategy.
What do you want?
All right. Well, instead of taking a break and then coming back again, the Fan Corner this week, really it's only about the Wii U. Basically, the Wii U is the only thing people want to know about, that they're asking about right now. Probably waiting for E3 and some of the other news to, hit. So, talk about some of that stuff, I guess, next week in the Fan Corner. But right now, Nasty Will let it off, asking about the Wii U and, just some of the information about it, what you think about it. So first off, let's talk a little bit about the Wii U system. They said that this will be the first Nintendo console to actually be able to achieve 1080p graphics. A lot of people were upset when the original Wii wouldn't do that.
Yeah, terrible.
They said it can do 3D gaming, so if you got a 3D compatible TV, it will be possible to do that. However, Nintendo's not really putting a lot of time and effort into putting together software tools for coding that kind of stuff. If people want to do it, they just kind of have to do it on their own. The Wii U will support a high-capacity disc that will hold about 25 gigabytes of information, which sounds a lot like a single-layer Blu-ray disc. However, they've said it will, again, not play DVDs, it will not play Blu-ray movies, it will not handle any of that. It will only be for playing Wii games, which seems like such a stupid move.
It is.
Like, everything else in the world will play at least DVDs. And then you can get, Blu-ray really helps keep my PlayStation 3 alive because we watch Blu-ray movies all the time. I don't have another Blu-ray player. I play everything through the PlayStation 3, Not having it play that just really seems kind of stupid. Let's see. The console is running their operating system, or the Wii U. Guess what they call it? Wii U operating system.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine that.
Real creative.
But it will have its own CPU dedicated to running the operating system, which will be separate from the CPU which will run the games. So that's kind of interesting. I guess the idea is supposed to free up, some of the processing power. So we'll see if that actually works. It will be backwards compatible with the original Wii and some of the Wii controllers. let's see, it will not support GameCube titles at all. So GameCube is officially dead. If you go out and buy a Wii brand new now in the stores, they don't support GameCube anymore. So that's pretty much
they recently stripped that out of the machines, pretty much without anybody's knowledge.
Yeah, they didn't tell anybody. Just one day, people started buying Wiis, and it's the black Wii with the logo. Is it rotated flat?
Yeah, that's the same direction as if you insert a disc vertically up and down.
So, yeah, so
which they're calling the family Wii, I think is what they
family pack.
Yeah,
whatever.
the family
sports
console.
resort and whatever.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to not being able to play those games. Let's see here. The controller, it will still have the Wii U sensor bar, just like the original Wii, for motion tracking and control. So look forward to still having that on your TV. Let's see. The tablet will have a stylus pen available, so there will be, drawing games and stuff like that you'll be able to do. It will have internal flash memory and SD card expansion slots. Now they're also saying that they are going to incorporate USB memory support. So you may be able to plug in like an external hard drive for all your digital downloads and whatnot. So that may help. But it looks like right now only 8 gigabytes of storage on the internal flash. So not too great.
Yeah, well, they're small titles.
Yeah. Let's see. You're still getting just 4 USB ports, HDMI, your video out. It will still be able to handle, your regular output to old-style TVs. They're not high definition. Your sensor bar will have built-in Wi-Fi, just like the Wii did. So at least that's nice. Right now, the launch price has not been officially announced, but it is rumored to only be $299.
Wow.
That will be for the system, the tablet controller, all the obvious cables and things like that, and for one regular Wiimote controller added in.
That seems kind of cheap.
That does seem, and that seems way too cheap. And Nintendo never sells things at a loss. Most, like Sony, Microsoft, whoever, when they put together a system, they sell it for cheaper than it costs to make because they know they'll make it up on software. Nintendo never does that. Nintendo always sells things at a profit. It kind of bit them in the butt on the 3DS, and they had to lower the price. But that's typically how they do things, to sell it over cost. So $299 seems way too cheap, especially with that tablet on there. But you never know. You never know. It very well may be okay. The CPU on the Wii looks to be a quad-core processor. They haven't really, said what it is, but the rumors that it is the IBM PowerPC chip, quad-core design, that basically Apple even dumped the PowerPC, but Nintendo's still using them for their consoles. Radeon, ATI, AMD video card. Do you prefer NVIDIA or...
Not anymore. I don't care. I've always liked ATI stuff.
The RAM is rumored to be only about 1 gigabyte of RAM, which sounds really low, but in a gaming console, that's traditionally okay.
That's, right now, a gig in video card is pretty much okay to play anything that's on the market.
Yeah.
So,
now one added thing that they haven't really discussed a whole lot is something called the NFC technology chip. The NFC stands for Near Field Communications. Basically, there are other devices like smartphones and tablets. There are things like, kind of like RFID, there are toys and playing cards in Japan that have the NFC chips in them. And Nintendo's going to have the NFC chip built into the system to interact with some of these devices. Now, they haven't announced anything or how any of the stuff is going to work, whether or not you're going to get a new Rob the Robot to play along with or anything like that.
That'd be awesome. New Power Glove.
But they will have those near-field communication chips built in. So that's kind of one of those things that's kind of like a secret on the down low right now.
Technology that may or may not go anywhere.
Right, but they're going to go ahead and throw it in there, and maybe at some point in the future you'll see something taking advantage of it. Of course, online we talked about the Miiverse interactive system that will be sending messages back and forth, but of course they're all moderated, so not going to be a whole lot of fun as far as that goes.
No sexting.
No, yeah, and no, like, come on, like, not even sending dirty pictures? You can't even send me your pictures in private anymore.
And I can't. I gotta tell you, if I'm talking to my friends, I want to cuss at them. And if you're telling me I can't do that, I'm gonna have issues.
So it'll be interesting to see how that actually turns out in the long run. Now, that may be that they just don't allow certain words or certain phrases, and if the system can't figure out what it's saying, it may kick it to a human. It may not be 100% that humans check it. It may just, humans will have the final say on things that the system's unsure of. But the fact that they're saying it may be a couple hours delay while all messages are moderated doesn't sound too great. Let's see. As far as the controller, of course, we talked about how the new Wii U tablet controller, it's got the touchscreen. It's 6.2 inches. So, bigger than your smartphone, smaller than your Kindle, basically. It will have a microphone and camera and speakers. Of course, I talked about the promo video that they showed. Shows people doing video chat, video conferencing on it. So like you can do with the Kinect on the 360, like you've been able to do on the PS3 for the last 4 or 5 years using the Eye, now the Wii is going to be able to
as long as we can get picture-in-picture in the game and me going, hey, look at my face as I'm destroying you. You know?
But it does have the accelerometer, the infrared sensor, gyroscope. That will also have the near-field communication chip, Bluetooth, stylus and pen, headphone jack, compatible with the 3DS as a controller. Now, that's something that hasn't really been talked about yet, but apparently, because it is touchscreen, just like the bottom of the 3DS, apparently you'll be able to hold this giant thing and look at your tiny 3DS screen and interact.
Why don't they just put a 3DS cart slot on the controller and get it over with?
Because there's no 3D screen. The 3D screen is only on the 3DS.
Come on, man. Combine. Stack them together like it's an old Sega Genesis and a 32X and a Sega CD.
But you do get the 2 analog pads. You got the D-pad. You've got your A, B, X, Y, bumpers, triggers, all that kind of stuff that you've come to expect. Rechargeable battery that they say is non-removable. Kind of like the iPhone.
An issue.
Now, they say it's non-removable, but I believe they also said that about the DS Lite and the 3DS. And both of those just take a small screwdriver and you can totally swap them out. So.
And we've had to. So that seems terrible that they would even suggest that.
Now, they have said that there will be exclusive Wii U apps available for the controller. Things like Netflix, Hulu, stuff like that that you'll be able to just take the tablet controller and walk away from the TV and use it like a tablet. So use it like a Kindle Fire or a Nook or something like that. You can read ebooks, you can watch Netflix, you can do whatever. And then they say that if you also have a Netflix on the main system, you'll be able to watch something on the tablet. You can walk back in the room, say, hey guys, watch this, and flick a thing, and it'll pop up on the Wii U screen, and you can continue watching Netflix and whatever. So maybe interesting, but that sounds more like a dorm room type of feature than something that's really going to be useful.
I don't know. That might be a start of a new good technology push towards using TV and gaming more interactively. You know what I think should happen is Sony should go ahead and just build a TV with a PlayStation 3 inside of it. Since they make TVs anyways, and you know you're going to buy both, why don't they just make a really nice TV that has the ability to play Blu-rays and PS3 titles all in one TV? No need to buy the other. You just get the PlayStation 3 TV.
Yeah, but then if the PlayStation 3 breaks, you've got this thing in your TV that's useless.
Oh, they can fix that just like they can fix anything else.
Dude, you can't fix a PlayStation 3. My cousin Jeffrey, his broke, and you can't fix it once it goes bad. You just have to throw it away.
I'm just saying. What's the point of me buying 1,000 different things? Just put it all together.
The only other added piece of information on the Wii U is that it will have some sort of zapper that they have mentioned but not actually shown. Not sure exactly how that will work. So, taking all of that in on the Wii U, what do you think overall of the Wii U as a complete package?
Tablet controller is a nice idea. The fact that it's just another, to me it's the same thing. They're just upping. This is the Wii 2. Basically, they're just going to take the original Wii and make it what they should have done originally when PS3 and 360 released. So they're just giving it a graphics boost, which is great, finally. But it's a little late in the game.
3 GameCube stuff.
And they've already done, you know, the the motion stuff well to begin with. So what more can they do? So that's why you're not seeing too much of that technology. The only thing they could do now is obviously add the tablets in, which is probably the right direction. I would think PS3 and 360 would try to follow suit in some way.
Well, 360 is with Smart Glass.
So, but making the controller more of a tablet makes sense. It makes me want to, because right now I don't use my Wii at all.
Yeah.
Now, had the controller been a tablet, I probably would use it a lot more. Well, the controller part of it. With Netflix on that's great. You give me a mobile device I can use to watch movies too. That's awesome. So when my girlfriend steals the TV, I can watch it on that. That makes sense for me.
Yeah. Although you could already do that on your laptop or your smartphone.
Yeah, but it's irritating, and with that, it's already out. Because I got my laptop put away,
Right.
That would be out with my system anyways. So as long as the battery has a great long charge on it, then it'll be fine. If that battery sucks, then I'm gonna have issues.
The only problem I really see is I don't see Nintendo being the company to pull off this type of technological marvel. Like, it's a neat gimmick, but motion games, people put them on the Wii, and really, all it was is you wanted to steer left, you moved left. You wanted to steer right, you move right. But it wasn't really interactive in what we expected it to be. And
I don't know, because look at games like Red Steel, when you had the gun and you could move the controller, and then your guy's hand would follow your movement exactly the way you.
Yeah, but swatting the sword was still just doing this, and it would slice. It wasn't like you were pulling up the sword and doing like Zorro cuts in people's shirts and stuff. It wasn't until Connect and Move that it really got that pinpoint accuracy, and then they added like the Motion Plus on the Wii controllers, and that helped. But again, it's like it really kind of took once the other companies said, yeah, we're going to do it, then you saw people like EA and whoever like going full force saying, okay, well then we'll add this technology because you do have Kinect, you do have Move, you do have Wii Motion Plus. We'll just go ahead and do it in all three because it's kind of the same technology. But when they say, we're going to have this tablet and you're going to interact with it, how many people are just going to put like a giant pause button? Or your score and your life and pause button. And like that's the whole thing that the screen is. Like,
well,
what's it
games
gonna
like RPGs would probably make a lot of sense if you can do inventory control on your controller.
Sure,
that's great.
But I just don't see a lot of companies really going whole hog, so to speak, and just really taking advantage of that. Now, with Microsoft doing Smart Glass, you might see a lot more companies doing, well, what we're doing on Smart Glass, we're just going to throw on this tablet. And once that starts happening, then it's only a matter of time before Sony is just like, download the Xperia app for Android and iOS, and then they're doing the exact same thing.
And honestly, this is just Nintendo stealing the idea from Sega when they had the Dreamcast, when you added the VMU into your controller. That's the same thing, man. That's what started this whole concept.
Yeah, and what's funny is Sony had one of those devices in Japan that was basically a memory card that had that LCD screen you could plug into the memory card slot, and games like Crash Bandicoot and whatever had that download stuff. Never brought it to the US because they saw the Dreamcast starting to fail, and they said, well, why bother to bring it to the US then?
Well, you could play games on your VMU.
Yeah, I know. That's what they had. That's what they
great.
Had. Yeah. But like, again,
it's old technology.
I just don't see Nintendo being the company. Like, I don't see people throwing their support behind Nintendo to use this new technology. They'll do it on the 360. It becomes popular on the 360, so of course Sony will add it to theirs. Be like, grab your iPhone, grab your Android tablet, and now we can all play together. And then people will just funnel it down to Nintendo, but I don't see them using Nintendo as the kickoff point for playing with all that type of technology.
Well, I think they could do it. Obviously software support is going to be an issue, but quality-wise, Nintendo's always had a better product that lasted longer, so I don't know.
The funny thing will be, how useful is that tablet on its own away from the system?
And I guess they have a better quality point is because they sold for profit, whereas PS3 and 360 knew they were losing money, so they were cutting corners,
right?
Which bit them in the ass in the long run. But I think Nintendo would have the nicer quality system because they're going to make up money on it versus PS3.
Wii's hold up incredibly well compared to 360s and PlayStation 3s. Those are some solid. Those are like VCR units. We talk about computers versus VCRs and the people who use them. People have a VCR, want something simple. You plug it in, you put in a tape, it works. Whereas new consoles like the PlayStation 3 and the 360 are more like PCs. You have to do a lot of tinkering sometimes. Hardware goes bad. You're swapping out parts to get it to fix and keep working. You know, that kind of stuff. As far as the Wii goes, that console is plug and play. You put in the disc, it goes. There's so little... The Wii that you bought, you know, 5 years ago, whatever, when they were launched, however long ago it was. I don't even remember what year it was. Is it 10 years now? Was it 2002? I don't remember. That seems way too long, but...
That seems early. I would say 2004, maybe.
But still, I mean, those original units, for the most part, still work absolutely fine. You know, almost no problem.
Late 2005 to 2006 was when the 360 came out. So, and hey, find a 2006 360 that works pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt. Find a pre-Slim 360 that works with no hassles, and that is almost impossible. Let's see here.
Looking up when it launched.
Nintendo, yeah.
It had been 2005.
Oh, it was 2006. What?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Wow, wasn't that long at all. I was thinking it was before.
First batch of 360s, 2005. Late 2005, early 2006, and then I guess we followed right after. Yeah. So, there you go.
Wow. I didn't realize it was then, but...
you
know what time means? After you have kids, it's like... Psh, I don't even know. What year is this? I wrote 2012 in my thing earlier.
It's the end. We only got a couple more months. We're done.
So overall, yeah, I mean, I like the idea behind the Wii U. I just don't see Nintendo being the company to pull it off.
That hurts their feelings.
I know. Hey, prove me wrong, Nintendo. Prove me wrong, Reggie. Reggie Fils-Aimé. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Mario.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks for watching the Video Game Loser Show. Don't forget, if you want to email us, you can do it killin@popculturenetwork.com or dirt@popculturenetwork.com. You can come to popculturenetwork.com, see all the other great stuff we cover, like toys and comic books, and you can join the forums. You can join in the discussion. You can post memes of Scotty Cash and how much he loves sports. And also, you can check out shoppcn.com, which recently got a major overhaul.
Yeah.
Got completely fixed and redesigned. If you went there before and you were like, this is quaint. Well, now it's actually cool, and it actually works. You can actually search for stuff and find it now, which is amazing. It's nice when a feature like that actually works. So make sure you check it out. Don't you have a coupon code?
Yeah, if you go there and you just enter the checkout code... Killin, K-I-L-L-E-N, you'll get 12% off your order.
Wow! 12%.
At checkout. Don't put it in before, it won't work. When you're checking out, there's a spot that says coupon code. You enter K-I-L-L-E-N, and then you'll get 12%, 1-2, off your entire order. No matter what you buy. Easy.
Anything.
Games,
all right.
Movies, games, toys, comics. Awesome stuff. Over 20,000 items.
And depending on how they're acting that day, you might find 1 or 2 small children for sale.
Oh,
just to get them out of our hair. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.